Good morning, ladies and gents. Gary here, Fathers for Justice South Africa. 20th of April, 2021. Ladies and gents, if I have a look at the strategies employed by a pedophile, a narcissist, people that groom individuals for cults, pedophiles that groom children for sexual slavery and exploitation, human traffickers that groom individuals for human trafficking and sexual trafficking. There's like a common thread that you can pull through all of them. Narcissism, and when you point out that they're narcissistic, when you catch them out doing things that they know are blatantly, pertinently wrong, somehow you are the arsehole. Using delaying tactics, exploiting you financially, being overtly aggressive when the circumstance doesn't require it, restricting you access to your family and friends, and what have I left out? Delaying tactics about, promising you a reward if you do this, where the reward is not commiserate with the action that they require from you. Around the finances, either making, bankrupting you, placing an undue burden on you for finances that are beyond your economic means. It's not that you can't do it over time, but like you are the bad person because you don't commit to their economic needs, and wants and desires. And if you tie that into how the legal justice system works, it's quite easy to say that the legal justice system is headed up by narcissistic, child abusing, financial abusing, narcissistic pedophiles, in very simplistic terms. Once again, I'd like to point out that at no time as Fathers for Justice are we saying that all fathers are perfect. And I've said it in videos before. I find a father not behaving himself, I'll be the first one to square his nuts off. Okay. Are we saying that the fathers are perfect? No, we are not. We are not standing and saying, we all suddenly be turned into little angelic little boys. We come with our faults. We come with our incompetencies. Do we get angry? Yes, we do. Do we get frustrated? Yes, we do. Do we lash out at circumstances when we are made to feel completely helpless and inadequate? Yes, we do. And all of these inadequacies and human foibles that we have are deliberately used and implemented against us as fathers to destroy us as men. Okay. When I have lawyers deliberately, and the scary thing is it takes me so long to point this out to father after father after father after father, where they are new to the situation. By the time a dad that's been obliterated both legally and financially, he comes to us limping, bleeding and bloodied by a narcissistic, emotional and psychological pedophilic justice system. There's pretty much, they are destroyed. And that is what makes me so goddamn angry, is that they are destroyed, and unless they've got somewhere between 1.5 and 2 million rand, the ability, and another 5 years basically, the ability to rehabilitate that man and put him in a position where he can function as a normal human being in society, unless he's got between 1.5 and 2 million rand to do that, the likelihood of him being able to restore himself to some form of sanity and be a proper functioning individual in his own life, in his children's lives, in his work life, in his friendship circle, in his, what else do you call it? His various circles, business, scholastically, his education, bettering himself, his hobbies, his fitness, his health. The likelihood of him being able to restore him to a fully functional human being is highly unlikely. The bottom line is, and if you have a look at new fathers that come into the system, it's like I'm having to, like, literally have to sit down with them for hours and explain to them every single strategy that has been used by this narcissistic, emotionally and psychologically and financially and legally abusive justice system that is run by emotional and psychological pedophiles. It is run and headed up by narcissists that get an extreme joy out of abusing, in this instance, men. You know, what about the children? And then you start looking at, when you start looking at the children, so they instruct their female clients, go and lay false allegations of sex abuse, financial abuse, blah, blah, and fish paste. The vast majority of fathers do not know that they have right of reply. Invariably, when they come to us, it's too late. Their ability to fight it from a financial point of view is invariably non-existent. Okay, so these men's financial lives are destroyed because now there's a criminal record, there's some form of abuse being laid to him, where no just cause existed. Now let me clarify once again, and I've put videos out to that effect. We do not tolerate abuse. In our minds, if you're abusive, you need to be taken out and put down like the rabid dog that you are. It's that simple. We've got to start cleaning up our society. Okay. But invariably, the vast majority, and if you look at the statistics and if you read the psychology, about 92% of the male population are good men. They just messed up like the rest of us, like the rest of society, but generally speaking, these are good men. Okay. So false allegations are laid against this man. This man is destroyed legally and financially. His ability to properly function in his day-to-day life, be a proper father, etc., 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 has been unilaterally removed from him. And then we go through how the delay tax, stopping, being lured into a lawyer's office, being lured into the other lawyer's office on the pretext that you're going to sit down and mediate, where in actual fact what is going to happen is that you are going to be legally and financially obliterated by, in most instances, mommy's lawyer, because mommy's lawyer is trying to get power over you, and she abuses her legal knowledge and she uses it against you to destroy you legally and financially, and he or she will use his or her legal knowledge to aid and abet in the emotional, psychological, spiritual, physical, and financial abuse of your child. So the only way that we are going to get around this is if the definition of the best interest of the child is changed, and that the de facto standard, the entry level for contact to your child, whether you're the mother or the father, is that there must be a minimum of 50-50 contact, care, guardianship, and maintenance with and by both biological parents, unless quantifiable, measurable, defined, provable in a court of law, where the judge and magistrate are compelled legally to do a proper forensic investigation into the allegations. Okay, we are not going to stop this, and the continuation of the destruction and abuse of our children, emotionally, psychologically, spiritually, etc., will continue. And the abuse and destruction of fathers legally, financially, and psychologically will continue until the fundamentals in law place the responsibility and accountability on an equal footing with both biological parents, both mother and father, irrespective of whether the mother and father were married or not. It is irrelevant. Did you have a child with that person? Is the basic premise upon which we must handle this. It is fundamentally irrelevant whether you were married or not to that person. It has got nothing to do with your culture, your religion, your sexual orientation, whatever the case may be. If you are the biological parent of that child, you must share on an equal basis the rights of contact, care, guardianship, and maintenance with and by and of that child. We have to change the fundamentals. Best interest of the child, 50-50 contact, care, guardianship, and maintenance, and remove the ability of lawyers, advocates, and psychologists to do the damage that they do. Join our class action suit. Please go like and subscribe, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. I will put the links below. If you need assistance, please inbox me on info@f4j, the number 4j, so it's info@4j, f4j, sorry, .co.za. Please don't go to the fake Fathers for Justice. They do not have the number 4 in their naming convention. Please like and subscribe and share this video far and wide. And please, donations are welcome. Love to you all.